Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana, an all-time classic. Everybody has to know because, I mean, come on, everybody knows how to play power chords, and then you know how to play Smells Like Teen Spirit. Or maybe not. There are some pretty cool things that you need to know about Smells Like Teen Spirit, which makes it sound so cool and so groovy. So make sure to stay till the very end. At first I will show you kind of like basic version that you can play with power chords and stuff. But actually, Kurt Cobain played some pretty interesting chords there that go a little bit beyond normal power chords. We start with the chords first for the main riff. I just played for you in the intro. At first, it's kind of like a clean sound in the very intro, and then it goes on. We kick in some distortion, some nasty stuff that really sounds something like this. But at first, we kind of like take back that distortion and have kind of like more a clean tone there. We start with an F power chord. We use our index finger in the first fret of the low E string, and ring finger goes to the third fret of the A string. If you're new to the world of power chords, this is the way to go. If you already have some experience, take your pinky into the third fret of the D string. So you have 3 strings going on. Okay? The next chord is kind of like the same, but just every finger is 1 string into that direction, down to the floor. The tuned G string, please. So, first fret A string, third fret D string, third fret G string. And then we have the same in the, so this is the F power chord, this is the B flat power chord, and then we go again on the low E, A and D string to the A flat power chord in the 4th and 6th fret, okay? And then we do the same thing we did just before. We go 1 string down. This is the D flat power chord. So take a look at the index finger, kind of like gives the direction. 1st fret, and 1st fret A string, 4th fret, and 4th fret A string. Just get them really tight. Make sure that you can change them pretty fast. You can make dry exercises first without hitting any strings. It's really important that you know how to do those chords. And there's one very important thing you need to know about those chords within this song, or in general when you're playing power chords. It's so useful that your index finger mutes the upper strings. See, I play the power chord, the low strings, but the upper strings are muted, because in this song we have a lot of action going on with within our strumming pattern, so we need to make sure we only hear the upper strings when we want them to. So same goes for the power chords that we play starting on the A string. There we have some more things to consider. We mute also the B and E string there, you know, the 2 upper strings, and we also need to mute the low E string with the tip of our index finger. You see? The A, D and G string are supposed to ring, but the low E string and the upper E string and the B string need to be a little bit muted. So we do. Same goes for the other 2 chords, the A flat and the D flat power chord. Again, upper strings muted, and the low string muted on the D flat. Okay, so you got those 4 chords. Now let's go to the rhythm pattern, which is pretty fun to do. As a basis, you should practice this and actually mute with your fretting hand and do just down, up all the time. This is the movement we need for that song. It's down, up, down. Chicky, chicky. Then we need chicky, chicky. Dead notes. we just take the pressure off our fretting end, but we still are in touch with the strings. So we only have muted strings. Chicky, 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 chicky is down, up, down, up. Down, up, down with chords, and then chicky, chicky without chord, just dead strings. On the next chord, we played 2 times downstrokes with the B flat power chord, and then open strings. So we have time to move to the next chord, to the A flat power chord. But let's do the first 2 chords together. Down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. And then we go to A flat and do the same. Down, up, down, chicky, chicky, down, down, down. Again on the D flat 2 times down, and then open strings. And this also goes for the part with distortion. This sounds kind of weird when you play it in a slow tempo, those open strings. I play the kind of like the A, D, and G string, whatever. But when I play it in tempo, you will realize this sounds kind of right. You know, this is just about rhythm. This is so important, and if you have trouble with this rhythm on high speed, just practice it first on just 2 power chords and then make the shift, okay? Always go easy with yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself when doing stuff like this. Then we have the kind of like verse, which is pretty easy. It starts just with index finger, 1st fret B string, and middle finger, 1st fret E string. And you just pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Load up on guns. And when this hello, hello, hello part comes, you just play hello, hello. It's always just B, E string, B string, E string, B string, E string. With the lights out, and then we go back to our riff. It's less dangerous. Here we are now, entertainers. You get the idea of it. It's pretty simple in terms of the structure, but the rhythm is kind of tough. Then we have like the post-chorus. It's F power chord 2 times, and then you just lift up the index back to the F power chord and F sharp power chord. So it's F, F, E, F, F sharp. When you did that once, I do a bending with my middle finger and the 3rd fret of the G string, kind of like a halftone bend. Hey, hey, hey. And then you do again F, F, E, F, and then B flat 2 times, A flat 2 times. Hey. And verse. And then we have this part again and back to. So At least those are all the parts you need for Smells Like Teen Spirit. Just open your ears when which part comes. It's so easy to discover. Believe me, this is a good ear exercise there. I promised you some intel on how to really play the Smells Like Teen Spirit chords. Actually, Kurt Cobain is playing the chords like this. It's kind of weird. He's barring, actually. First of all, he's playing with the index in the first fret of the E string, and then he bars with the ring finger over the A, D, and G string. So it kind of like hears slightly the G string, but it's not very loud. It's just, you hear kind of like an F sus chord. It's very barely noticeable. Take a close listen. It's really fun to hear. Then you play the B flat power chord and you do the same on the A flat. So it becomes an A flat sus4. And then the D flat power chord. This is just a tiny little detail, but it makes so much fun to discover that, and I love doing things like this. Just really dig into those sounds, dig into those songs, and find that cool stuff out for you. So thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, let me know in the video description, and make sure to check out my free lessons for guitar, which you also find in the video description. A lot of cool stuff to discover there, so make sure to check that out. Thanks for tuning in, and we see us in the next video. Take care. Bye.